Alright, it's time to get this show on the road. Got myself a drink, we got ourselves a lot of replays to look at. So, let's come over here. We got us some rat boys versus some dwarfs. A lot of skills this game, so we're going to switch over to added skills. Death Roller, some crazy stat ups on the Skaven. I really like the I was just testing you all. Did it work? Did you feel tested? As I was saying, crazy stat ups on the Skaven. We've got a really nice runner, actually. A lot of SPP. Kickoff return is great for a runner. Fend is nice. Yep, it's Raptors versus Cupcake Dream. And this was a minors game. Riot is bad for the dwarves, great for the rats. I'm fine with this setup for both sides. I do think I would replace the kicker and the storm vermin, in my opinion, just because I'd rather keep the strength 4 protected. But also, dwarves are slow and you're set up far enough back, so it doesn't really matter. The storm vermin is probably fine. And keeping the kick alive allows your crazy movement up, 2 heads and agility gutters to just score several times and win that way. Now, I do think there is an argument, so we're going to wait for one of these pop-ups to go away. As rats versus dwarves, if you, instead of setting up like this, you set up wider, have some screens up, you force the dwarves to have to spread out, and it would have really paid dividends here because the ball is so far back. The gutter runners could really threaten the ball and get the death roller off really early, and get rid of a lot of the strength differential there. But this is also fine. Hey, Bogoos. But yeah, also, everybody was super proactive in sending me games. And there are like 6 games that I can guarantee. And after that, I'm not sure I'll be able to get all of the games this week, which is a pleasant surprise. Because I got to finish my classwork tonight. Something could have been far ahead on that. Doing the thing. Oh yeah, I forgot. We can do the thing. We can do the thing when we get to your game. We can do your game next if you'd like. We'll get up in a call. Claw Mighty Blow did not pay dividends, but it was a good hit. Threatening the ball is 100% great. I would teach Feller how to play Underworld, but I've only played 1 game of Underworld. And it was against Baby Nurgle, so like anybody can look good against Baby Nurgle. First lesson is get Claw Mighty Blow. Yeah, correct. Okay. That's not going to do anything basing that. You definitely go for a hit on the ball. Tackle's now on. Okay, Rats getting caught up in some scrums. Not the best spot for them. But putting lots of pressure on this cage is the way to go. I love that. Yep, getting dwarves spread out is very good. And if this cage cannot meet up with the rest of the team, the dwarves are in real trouble. Rough for the Rats. I think this is actually a rough spot for the dwarfs. I do think that should have been the blitz, though. Potentially. Dwarves may be able to rejoin up now. They have a lot of guard. Yeah, that could end up 3-die, 3-die. It didn't, but it could have. Dodge is a good skill. Runner is very exposed. And it's getting fixed. Yeah, so I want to go back here just real quick. Instead of just marking the ball carrier, I think just screening off the two halves of the dwarf team might have been better. I'm not positive on that, but if you aren't taking the blitz, if you're not taking the red dice, just because red dice can pay dividends pretty easily. It's a 3+ to not turn over. Better with a reroll. But the Rats are already down to 2 rerolls, so I can understand not wanting to take that blitz already. But if you're not going to take the blitz, I would have recommended just screening off in front of here. Because what we have... 4 gutters, right? Bring this gutter up here. Try to bring you around. You can maybe get like right here. Just pressure something like this. Red dice are sexy. Sun Tzu. I believe I do remember reading that. Okay, so we get to get back to the dwarf spot. And this is actually a difficult spot for the Rats because they can no longer aggress on the ball before it's in a cage, when the best time to stop a bash team is before the ball is in a cage. After it's in a cage, all you can really do is slow down the cage or use something like an insane agility piece, a leap piece, blodge step, something like that to get in the cage, punch the cage, hope to remove a piece, isolate the cage. Like, it gets a lot harder. It's not nearly as direct as punch the ball carrier, pick up ball, run away. This is fine so far. We do need the blitz somewhere. Yep. Where was the blitz? Am I blind? I don't think I saw a blitz. Okay, decent hits. Very good removal. Yeah, Death Roller just... I want to see like a Legend Death Roller just because of how silly the stat block would look. I think the attempt to screen is a little late. Like, you can't really commit to a screen at this point. You only have a few players. They're just going to get based and punched the entire game. Like, honestly, here, at this point in the game, you probably just want to run away. Which, like, is a bit of a boring thing to do. But it's the right thing to do in this scenario unless the dwarves massively misposition. Like if this fails, you can go for the ball. But no, they're fine. I do think the dwarves should be basing the gutter runners more. Like a coward, a dirty coward? Yes, exactly like a dirty, stinky rat coward. There we go. I like that. And yeah, this is why. Because 1 in 36, yikes. You shouldn't be getting as punished as you do right here. But this is going to be brutal. If the Mighty Blows connect. Get the Storm Vermin caught up. Yep. All this makes sense to me. And I would not pick up your rats. Oh, that was almost a very nice one dab for the rats. Potentially be able to be even in the next half that got KO'd. You know, a nice simple AV9 break and thick skull. Absolutely. If the roller hadn't already blocked, 100% you foul with it. But this is a foul stadium, it looks like, or a bribe stadium. So the roller's in next half as well. Cupcake just needs to remember to take the roller out for the defense. Yep, it's already out. A bribe didn't work. It's very good for the rats. And no, he wouldn't be sent off after the score. There were spare dwarves. yeah, you see it now. You see it now. Bribe Stadium on non-roller teams. Well, it really depends on the team. Most elves? Hell no. You don't want to give your opponent bribes to foul your elves. Rats? Probably not. You don't want to give your opponent bribes to foul your rats. Goblins? Definitely not. They get bribes cheaper than the stadium would give it to an opponent. Undead love it. Necro love it. You could argue Khemri like it. But, like, Khemri probably prefer a different stadium like Weatherdome. Dwarves get to abuse a blitz. That's always really funny. Setup is fine. Hopefully Hopefully this was a one-turn attempt. I don't quite see the push. Probably positioning after to get the push. I'm going to assume there was a one-turn attempt. And Feller, if there was not a one-turn, or Raptor, if there was not a one-turn attempt, that was a mistake. Because you have 2 movement 10 gutter runners. 2. That's good. Dwarves like cheap bribes. But mainly because of their star players and Death Roller. Really good with bribes. Like, they get really dirt cheap star players. Like, but then again, you could also just go Nuffle Alter and always buy 20k worth of star players. What would be a good inducement for Chorfs? Like, playing as Chorfs? Bribes? Wizards? Babes? I think they have a decent star player or 2 as well. Poikus. You can get the bomber is really good for Norse. He's an AV9 and has block. You just put him on the line of scrimmage. Forget that he has bombs. The main thing, though, is generally if you're getting inducements as Chorfs, you're a little bit of a sad Chorf team. Another blitz. You know... Oh, yeah, Cheney is also really good. Cheney is amazing. You know, this is like history repeating itself. Why sad? Because Chorfs are just better with more TV to a certain point. Block Mighty Blow on your blockers. Developed bulls. Some hobgoblins. Oh, I've still not forgiven you all for making me take that AV on the Yeti, by the way. Made me so sad. Could have taken late. That's not the point. That's not the point. No, I never would have used it, though. I took the thing that would actually be, like, at least you would see it. Ooh, you're Yeti leveled. Nice. Make sure to let me know what you get after rollover. This is fine so far. I'm going to switch views to the rats again, because they are having the harder time. Dwarves, I think, have been doing pretty much the dwarf thing. I'm not a dwarf coach, though, and good dwarfing versus bad dwarfing look pretty similar most of the time, so I don't really have much advice there, unfortunately. I do think that a sweeper or 2 should have been left back, because against rats, the main problem... So let's actually go back and analyze this, because I do know how to play against rats. Here, you need to be very careful, because you have gutter runners that can get up to like right here, and you should never leave players in a space where they can all get ran around. So at least one of the dwarf blitzers should have been run back just a little bit. Maybe one here, just to cover your bases in case something squeaks through. You want to basically always count. Let's get rid of this real quick. You want to look at the opposing player, figure out their maximum range with GFIs, and stand like right there at the very least, or be able to reach it. and a little further. So, like, if I'm going against this rat, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would probably stand a player on this line right before the second GFI area, just so I can reach them. No matter what happens, whether something gets in the way, or what have you. Yep. 2 sweepers, so 1 can't be blitzed. Or your sweeper is behind the rest of your team, like with screens and whatnot. And a lot of the blockers are being left in the dust by the rats. Good job. Yeah, Blitz baited the dwarves a little bit. The dwarves were also just not wide enough in general, allowing the rats to slip through. But if you're aiming to force a fast score, that's also fine. But if you're forcing a fast score, you need players back. You need sweepers to actually force the score. Because if you don't pressure the score, the rats can just stall for 8 turns and then score for a tie. Michaels, I will help you out with that afterwards. I'll send you what I did. Because it's annoying to get working. I'll do it now. I mean, I can tell you how to do it now, but I can't show you right now. It's something like you do a window capture in OBS, and then you add a color key and get rid of the black. But now it's the problem with the pen is that there's other free pens, but they all are kind of bad. And this one, I really like this one, but I'm forced to use the version that's annoying to get working. And that is a dead storm vermin. That is sad. Goodbye strength. Didn't use the Apo? I would have Apo'd that every day of the week. Yeah, I would have Apo'd that every single day of the week. The strength 4 got a strength down. No, it's a movement down. I thought it was a strength down. I just misread it. Never mind. Movement down's acceptable. But, like, you could have Apo'd that as well. Like, strength is so much more valuable than any other piece, I think. Like, except maybe the movement up, agility up. But I would have Apo'd the strength 4 for the movement. There's only a couple Mighty Blow here. Pitch invasion. Doing pitch invasion things. Yeah, you don't fire the strength even if it's movement down. Strength is just a really good stat. That didn't feel random because it's double fame. Six, 4, 3, 8 is most of a vampire. Taps forehead. Oh. Because, like, what? Vamps are 6'4", 4'8"? Vampires are fun. Also very tricky, though. Don't ask me to review vampire games. I don't know enough to do so well. Yeah, the stuns make it a little hard, and the dwarves are back in a cage, which is not what you want to be against dwarves. You want to assault the ball before it's in the cage, but just sometimes you don't get the chance. I see what you did there, Glava. Pepper, spicy, haha. Yeah, you can definitely foul with the rookie Longbeard. And you base all the downed elves. Very good. Very good. Get the rats caught. Very heavy basing. Potentially dangerous. Okay, good cage dive. That was a 3-dice cage dive that ended up working. Yep. Lots of basing gets punched. It's a level on a Longbeard. Okay, and that exposes the ball carrier a lot. So that was unfortunate, but also I don't think that you needed to GFI on the hit against the gutter runner. I like the blitz. Get the ball based. Good. Dodges are set so far. Thanks for nothing. What are you talking about? I told you how to do it. Or at least I told you how I did it. Oh, and that's why I don't use Epic Pen. I don't use Epic Pen. I don't like Epic Pen. I use a different one. But it's epic. You got me. Sold. Do kids still say epic these? You know, I don't know. My 9-year-old sister doesn't say it, so take that as you will. How many ones have been rolled? A lot. By that gutter runner that failed to dodge so many times. Yeah, the dwarves played pretty well. I've heard "fuck the epic store" quite a bit. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I think the rats should have been finding ways to use their bribe. Raptor needed to prevent casualties and KOs in the first half. Play a little less basey. Needed to set up for 1 turns. Like, these are not 1-turn setups. I don't. No, that one is. That one is. That one was fine because it was going to go into the pocket, then get pushed. Yeah. So that was fine. It didn't work out, but it was fine. Good level. Yeah. Something minimize blocks. But that was also just a boring dwarf game. That's how that tends to go. So let's see what we have next. We have Glava's clan match. So Glava, are you still here? I will send you. I will start up a call with you then if you're nice and ready. So, we're going to look at Glava's clan match. He wanted to hop in a Discord call and talk about it. I thought he did pretty well. It should be this one, I believe. Because I was watching a good chunk of it live with from Chimera, and I cannot hear Glava. Also, I don't have it so Discord is heard here either. So let me fix the things. Don't worry, I definitely know how to add sound channels on OBS Live. Not even issue. No. Ah, there it is. Should be like this. No. I don't know how to do it. Oopsie, I accidentally started something else. You know, Glove, I'm actually technologically incompetent. So we're just going to skip this for now, because I also can't hear you. We'll figure it out at another point. I apologize. So we'll just look at the game normally. Yeah, big rip. I always forget how to add the audio channel, and I always forget to look it up before it's before the streams and such. And especially this week, I'm just super busy. So, we've got 2 pretty good Storm Vermin. We've got a Tackle Line Rat. And a block and a dodge thrower. Pretty good starting team in clans. Against something pretty nutty. Definitely want to be targeting the blitzer with a niggle. Double mighty blow on him would just be fantastic. Gloating via text chat, correct. We gave it yield college try. We tried for 3 seconds and it didn't work and gave up. Oh yeah, targeting loners is also good. Loners don't get appoed. Another good one is if anyone ever has a star player, hitting them is great because star players can't get appoed. Basing with troll is great, especially once your troll gets tentacles, it'll be amazing. Pretty rough removals already. Tackle's a little sad. Bench of 2, so it's not terrible for the whole game, just for the start of this half. Any inducements? Fame to them. One babe. Yeah, it looks like the inducements. So actually a pretty even TV. Definitely make sure you use your mighty blow. Try to hit anything that's exposed. Definitely take hits on the blitzer if you can get a good hit. Because this is a lot of TV, it's a lot of skills. Like probably with the mighty blow tackle, if you can get a hit, so good. Basing here is good. I don't mind that hit. I think I would have targeted this with prejudice, though, because a mighty blow hit on niggle is just so likely to remove. Foul coming in. It's a really early foul. I'm not huge on that foul. I personally think you're already down 2 pieces for the half. I think you would want to wait until later to start fouling, and you would definitely want to wait to get in on a positional. Well, yeah, you have 4 bench in theory, but 2 of them are KO'd, and you're not guaranteed to get them back yet. And also, it's not necessarily about your bench on turn 2, or on turn 1. It's about your players on the field. You're down to 8 players on the field. You should be very careful with committing a player to a foul like that super early, even though it is just a goblin. You still need players to protect your positionals for this half at the moment, because there is a mighty blow you got to worry about. And actually, right here, go away, stupid prompt. I wish I could just get rid of the prompts. Here, you could honestly consider a goblin surf, because it's something like a 60-something% chance to surf this piece with red dice. I am paused. What were you considering? If you were considering surfing this piece, I think that's a great idea, because it's like a switch sides works to get rid of the prompt. Okay, does it? Three guys to the left of the troll. It's a good hit. I'll pause a little bit for big things or things that I see, but we have a lot of games tonight, Glava, so I don't really want to pause too much because I also have classwork to finish. Three guys to the right of the troll. Yep, getting the troll based on loners is really good. Whenever your big guy can occupy like 2 players or 3 strength 2 players, it's really good. See. Elves are trying to swing back to the left. It's very good. Very good. And definitely want to hit something with the troll. Hey, Baldrix. Welcome, welcome. Again, I still would have used... I still would have gone after the Splitzer. He's so juicy. He's got niggle. Hitting things without block is also good, though. Especially with Claw Mighty Blow. That's just a... I would prefer to hit this positional. Because, oh, it's just double Mighty Blow. Double Mighty Blow. He's basically a stunty. Good pal. I like not following. You're down a lot of players. You need to be really careful with your committing to basing. That's not a terrible metric, but against agility teams, I think it's a little off. Because the big guy more acts as a screening piece in agility matchups rather than just a basing piece. Because he's really hard to blitz through. You want to get him right. Like, I like to keep my big guys more central against agility teams just because you need to control the center and prevent opponents from walking around him. So, like, you put him central and have some screen pieces off on the wings. Okay, I like this. Activate the troll. Get him based up right here. Good, good. I like this. Go and base the witch. And you can base the wrestle. Even if they take the hits, a both down is a bad result for a wrestle ball carrier. Yeah, I like the screen. I like the screen. Yep. Putting big guys on loners is A-okay. 100% recommend. Because if someone ever re-rolls a loner dodge, that is just a win for you. Also, I just saw your other message, Baldric, but I was paying attention to this. And thanks for the follow. Let's see. Troll doing more work, getting based up. Very good, very good. Once your troll has tentacles, the way you're using him right now is perfect. That's sad. That's better. And I would definitely base up the lineman. Because this is just a passing play waiting to happen. Which would be fine, actually, if it happened on turn 6. So maybe not. You need to deal with it soon, though. Yep. I agree. And also, if they went for the passing play and it failed, it's just good for you. So I think what you did was A-okay. To base or not to base is a pretty... It seems like a simple question, but it's usually a pretty complex one. General logic, though, if you're going to base with one player, you might as well base with a lot. Because if you base with one player, a lot of the times the enemy will reposition to make easy blocks, and you're just giving up hits. Whereas, if you base everyone, it's a lot more complex of a turn, and your opponent has to make decisions. One I've told people before is if you're gonna go to war, you're gonna go to base, you might as well send all the troops, because if you keep half of them away, you're just gonna get hit harder. But there's a lot of stuff involved with basing. There's the skills of the players, the importance that something gets based, how deep into a drive is it. Will basing achieve anything besides just casing your own piece? And this ball is getting really caught. I think that the Dark Elf should have just gone for the score here. Rather than moving this lino, just keep him where he was, go for a scoring play. Because this ball is not super safe. Because let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Multiple things in scoring range, but I'm not comfortable. Like the blitzer's in scoring range, but get some screens up here, blitz the lino. Yeah, and this should be a really hard score. That's fine. I would have put him right here, though, myself. But he got removed anyways. Do you screen off here? Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that. Because that makes this diagonal not very consistent. And that's, yep, very good screen. Very good. If the troll had moved, it could have been hilariously effective. But I approve of not giving him a gobbo, because if he didn't move anyways, you've wasted 2 players rather than just 1. So I approve of that. That was very heads-up decision-making. And you did your best. But elves are going to elf. That was a good screen, though. I liked that. And you got rid of the most important scoring threat. And all your KOs are back. You're back up to 11. 11 versus 11. Now there's 2 trains of thoughts here. Move 7 one-turners are hard. Throw teammate is a possibility. But you also have 3 Mighty Blow. I would definitely take 2 solid hits at least, and then maybe go for a one-turner with the throw. This is fine. This is a good one, anti-one-turn setup, except against third teammate. And bribes. I hope you use those. No, I don't think. The thing is, animosity doesn't proc if you're giving from a goblin to a goblin. And depending on where it lands, you can have a goblin pick it up and hand it off. So what you do is you spread out your goblins a little bit, and you also have your thrower just in case. Even that's not a huge issue. I like this. But yeah, between Sure Hands and Animosity, you're really just picking your poison there. And Sure Hands is probably better to keep. Oh, really small thing here. So, when you're throwing teammate, you got your goblin here. You want to move your big guy up one. Because there's a huge difference. When you throw from here, your throw can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a scatter of up to 3. And if you threw it one further up, you could throw it. If you move to this square, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go one extra square and get one extra scatter. Yeah, troll can move and then throw. And it gives you an extra square, which makes it much easier because the throw will always be an inaccurate throw. Yep, I figured you just forgot. But, yep, good throw. If you had gone one further up, it would have been way more consistent, though. So just remember that for the next time it pops up. It's a very easy thing to forget. And we've all done it and been one square short of the touchdown. I liked the foul, though. And now that you have a bribe, there's this niggle piece that gives you an 8 dirty player. I would step on him with prejudice. Well, you don't have a bribe now, but I would still step on him just because he's nickeled. Extra reroll is always nice. Good punches. Ball's already safe. You don't have to worry about picking that up just yet. It's good removal. I like using the Mighty Blow. You could have waited to bases. And I probably would have based right here just so your goblin doesn't get retaliation damage if you get a push like that. And this is good. This is all fine. Underworld using one of their throwers as a regular block piece is always a good thing. Bunk. I think the Dark Elves should be targeting goblins with the Mighty Blow. The Tackle Mighty Blow. It's like the removal chance is something like 70% or something crazy. Whereas the Line Rats are much lower. Unless a Blitzer was exposed, then you can take a hit on the Blitzer. And that's good removal. Aw, your block extra throw, extra arms. That's sad. You'll get another one. It's just normal rolls. We'll take a few games, but you'll get another one. Good. I like that. First rule of Underworld, never expose the blitzer. Second rule of Underworld, never expose the thrower. If you can avoid it. Yeah, now the KOs are coming in. I remember this part very well. Keeping the thrower back. If elves come after him, nice and safe still. Get a whole turn or two before you had to worry about bringing him forwards. And you just, you plan on an 8-turn drive. Grind down the pitch with your 3 Mighty Blow. Go on about your bad self. And you're already several players up, right? Yeah, you're 3 players up on the pitch. Definitely consider throwing out a foul on a positional with a goblin. Mighty Blow takes a hit. I still think that was a fine hit because that's on a blitzer. Still think this should be prioritizing goblins for the most part, though. Troll Ghost steps right there. Good. I like it. And then after this match, we're going to look at a college game because I feel like there's going to be so much more to say about a college game. So we'll pick one of the... I think I have 3 or 4 college games to look at. Pick one of those. Which one? That's a good question. I don't know. I stopped looking at the sheet for the week because I was doing classwork and had to focus and focus and focus. And then I looked at the sheet and there were like 8 more games on it than I was ready for. So we have several college games to look at. Was this an attempted sack on the blitzer? Tackle Mighty Blow on a goblin. Pays dividends. Good. Nothing there. Tying him up for the score next turn. Why were you scoring next turn? Still have a massive advantage on the pitch. Like I still don't think you had to be in any rush. The reposition? I mean, he is a 1 in 36 to get off of you. And he's also just going to take the punch and stay there as well. That's a-okay. I don't hate that if you feel like you can go for another touchdown farming SPP. But I think the quote-unquote textbook play is to just keep grinding down the pitch for another 5 turns, 4 turns. But if you're trying to farm SPP through touchdowns, that's fine. Especially in clans if you've already won the round or it doesn't matter what the result of your match is. Because clans is kind of a different environment. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's a-okay. And it's a your actions there coincide with a different goal than I normally have. I normally am trying to win a game. But in clans, that's not always the case. In clans, sometimes you're trying to gain SPP because your clan's already, the round's already decided, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, no, I get you. Let's see. No. It wasn't meant to be a roast. It was meant to be a generally commentaries talking about if we're trying to win a certain match. But in clan games, that's not always the case. Just clan games in general. Clan games in general, you're not always trying to win a game. Sometimes you need to guarantee a tie. Sometimes you're able to farm SPP because the results of the rounds are already decided. It wasn't meant to be a roast, but yeah, it does come off that way. That's really funny. Protecting the blitzer, good. And tackle pieces are always going to be targeted by elves because they don't like tackle pieces. If I were the Dark Elves, I would definitely be looking for breaking the screen, blitz the gobos with the Mighty Blow. I just don't think that hitting line rats is the way to go. Goblins have double Mighty Blow on them because of Stunty. Or essentially double Mighty Blow. Should have activated the troll first, but I'm sure you realize that. Unless you were clearing this so you could get the troll up here, that's fine. That's okay, that's good. Yeah, I don't play Underworld like Stunties. I think I would probably say that I would play them closer to Norse than Stunty. Going for casualty snowball but like you have claw palm, you have a big dude to tie people up while you make an advantage, fouling, that sort of thing. So I think that is the difference in approach there. Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things, right? Underworld are they have a lot of unique things about them, so I think a lot of people just end up playing them different. Except for the blitzers. Everybody takes claw palm on one of them. Because you should. I actually don't play a lot of Norse. I've played a little bit. I've played probably about 15 games of Norse. I enjoy them. They're fun. I've never really gotten them super developed though. Which is, probably nobody gets them super developed. Because they die. And you're sad. And that could be a surf if you want it. Definitely need to reposition, take control of the center here. Troll probably wants to come down. If you can get it activated. You could sacrifice a goblin to base with blodge on alignment. I wouldn't hate that. Can this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No. There was almost a troll sack here, and that would have been funny. That would have been funny. It's a good hit. No, it's actually funny, Glove. I think you've seen the vast majority of my Norse gameplay. There was a point where I was trying them out in CCL to see if I wanted to play them for Clan. And then I didn't, and instead I chose Vampires because, obviously it's one or the other. You're either a Vampire coach or you're a Norse coach. You can't play both. Those are the two options. What about playing neither? I mean, I just don't see how that's physically possible, That doesn't make much sense. Like, have you seen how many Norse and Vampire teams there are in Rebel? It's overwhelming. There's like 3 of you. Well, that is sad. Nah, point, because you don't exist. It's just like bi people. They're not real. You can't like both. What are you talking about? Literally unthinkable. Okay. All jokes, of course. All jokes, of course. You forgot to move the troll. But I'm sure you're aware of that at this point. I would have just brought in another assist and taken this hit. Gone for the pickup with the thrower. Like, this is mostly fine, though. Not wanting to see where the scatter goes, put it right in the hands of an elf. I understand that. That's a nice cheeky little chain. Yeah, the goblin wasn't activated yet. You could have moved this one right here. You could have hit. You had the activations for it. You also had rerolls. It was also your turn 16, so whatever. And this was being done to get the only scoring threat possible. But for the vast majority of it, well done, well done. So now we're going to look at a college match. Which one? I'm not sure yet. Let's look at the Dispossessors versus Bezos something. Yeah. B cubed. Or, no. Cubed is 3. To the power of 4. I know math. Shut up. Yeah, it's something like... It's Zons for sure. Zons versus Wood Elves. This should be a fun one. We're going to go all skills. We're going to look from the offense point of view. I feel like offense is harder. I'd rather look at it from that perspective. So 4 blodge versus typical Wood Elf shenanigans. 1 fame, 2 rerolls versus 3 rerolls. Yeah, this has the potential of being a nuclear match. Is that not a straight kick? Okay. Diagonal blocks. We like to see diagonal blocks. Because diagonal blocks open up the possibility of another hit on the line of scrimmage. Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you just want to punch straight away so you're not based. But in this case, definitely. Diagonal blocks. Bringing the ball up is fine. I would definitely cage a bit more. This ball's not super safe against War Dancers at the moment. Yep, love seeing punching with blocks first. And I would just punch away, probably. Yep, don't follow. Good. Now, important thing, we're gonna draw a little bit. I would just go ahead, drop some players right here. Wood Elves are ridiculously fast. They're gonna be able to find a way back here. Like, probably this. Is this a catcher? I think that's a catcher. No, it's a lineman. Are there any catchers on this team? No catchers. So they're not as fast as I thought, but still, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can technically get in there, can take a leap play, and then a dodge. Eventually the college class will be winning the Eternal Leagues. You know, I keep saying, I'm not actually teaching much at this point. I'm just creating a self-teaching Twitch chat. It's working out so far. Like, Glava's writing really good abstract thinking things every week. It's been great. Been loving those. Other people troll in chats and tell people what not to do. It's great. Love those. Elves are going into elf screens already. Not really my favorite play. I think that there's tons of pressure to be put on this ball before it's in the cage. Like, honestly, I think that you could have gone for a word answer 1-die sack play already. Like, this word answer could have gone something like run up this way, leap, 1 dodge into a sack on a 1-die with a reroll. Potentially, if the leap went without a hitch. Like, granted, that's very risky at the very beginning of a drive, so I understand not doing that. But at least positioning to put pressure on the ball while it's not in an actual cage is really valuable. Because the most vulnerable part of the game for anyone against an Elves team is before it's in the cage. Yeah, I'm just trying to teach Wood Elves how to get destroyed because I don't like Wood Elves. You've exposed my bias. But yeah, I think a more proactive defense is the way to go because elf screens have the tendency. This right here is a great example of what happens to an elf screen. Now you get followed up, and now what's going to happen? You've taken 1 blitz, got 1 knockdown, and we can just swarm this elf screen. Get it all based up and still protect the ball pretty easily. You'll have 5 or 6 players based and in danger of getting removed. Very scary. Elf screens are not meant to stall for 8 turns. They're meant to buy 2 or 3 turns at most, in my opinion. Especially when most of your team doesn't have dodge yet. Yep, surf is good here as well. I like that a lot. Got to be a little careful. Part of the basing is on the cage. Got to be aware of that. Good. Good dodges. And here I would be seeing if I could hit this player and expose the ball to a blitz. Okay, good. Fighting. Take the word answered back a step. You're going to just dodge this player off, most likely. I do like the turn ordering. Generally taking movements before riskier actions. Relying on blocks with block more than naked hits. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that learning the power of certain skills always has benefit. I do think the dodge spam can generally cause some misplays by relying on the dodge too much, not realizing how not necessarily consistent it is. But I don't think it teaches too many bad habits. Any more than any other team, you know. Because, like, Orcs AV9 is a hell of a drug, you know. Bunk. Team-wide block is a hell of a drug, but I think that's, you know, it's good for new players to play several different teams with different strengths and weaknesses, I think. Really experience what makes teams good, whether it's stats, whether it's skills, whether it's spam. Oh, yeah. Put that right up there with the no reroll chaos. I like the way you think, strange feller. Just play humans, they don't have anything good? No, they have a lot of starting skills. And they have an ogre. Ogre's like one of the best big guys. Ogre is the worst team for anybody to play because they make you sad. Who wants to be sad? I don't want to be sad. Just look at Kiwi. He plays ogres and he became an admin. That's really a sad reality. It's cathartic. Gonna take some hits as the Wood Elves. If you're gonna commit to elf screening, you probably want to take a couple more dodges. Zons are looking for a way to punch through, claiming as much space on the sideline as they can. Very good. Pushing up the middle, still have several turns to score. Need to gain some ground. I don't hate that, but I think the lineman should have gone here so you claim more space on the sideline. Because if you get stuck in like this 3x3, it's going to be really rough. And there is always the possibility of a word answer leap. So really right here, you want to put an Amazon right next to the ball carrier. That's a good spot as well. Elf screen is broken down now that there's 2 removals. Close up the gaps, make it really hard. This guy started with no catchers, I believe. He's got a thrower. And the Amazons have 2 turns to break through this. Same thing. Yeah, they're definitely the same thing. Yep. The Zons have plenty of space. Yeah, I think the defense could have been a little more proactive. Generally on defense, the more pressure you can put on the ball safely, the better. Yeah, the Amazons have an Apo. Amazons gets to start with this, that, and the kitchen sink. Getting lots of space here. That was a bit of a risky dodge, but paid out. 3 pluses. I don't hate it. Need to protect the ball before taking those dodges, though. Did not like that. That was a mistake. I don't think you have much benefit from dodging the ball there. You're better off dropping this Amazon back, putting it in the cage. It was 2 1-in-9 dodges, and I don't hate the 1-in-9 dodges. I don't like it with the ball carrier, though, just because the failure state is horrendous. But getting 1 scoring threat, getting 2 scoring threats, I don't hate that at all. Did he use his blitz? Yes, he did. He did use his blitz. He made the hole that he ended up running through. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Got a scoring threat. Good. Unsafe ball for the Woodies, but they kind of didn't have many other choices. It's a good hit. I actually would have not followed so that your blitzer is one less person that can accidentally catch the ball. Because if you ever catch your ball on the blitzer while following, it's sad times. Okay. Here's the pass. Catch it. Well done. Good recovery. Got a little lucky on the dice. But, happens. That was almost a really good conversion by the Wood Elves. But that was capitalizing on a misplay rather than creating your own opportunities. And proactive play in Blood Bowl is actually a really hard thing to learn, in my opinion. I think it's one of the hardest things to get a hold of when you first start playing. Yeah, punting would have been great. Punting would have brought it completely out of the range of the Amazons. Punting is just you click on the player of the ball, you press pass, and you throw it an amount of squares. Worst case scenario with punting is you roll a 1 and the ball ends up right beside you. But an inaccurate pass is A-okay. Because that's just like it scatters, but you're not throwing to a player anyways. The thing to remember with punting, though, is that you are guaranteed to turn over when you punt. HMP without the skill? What do you mean? Hail Mary pass. Oh, okay. Okay. I get you. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what Hail Mary pass does. I've never seen it nor considered it. What's it even do? That foul is a little strange. Having your elf is more valuable than getting rid of one line woman. Because they also have a spare and you don't. So you could have just, even if you both got removed, it would have been a bad trade. So we're going to watch from the Wood Elves' point of view this time on this half. Oh! That's kind of cool, but like... Wait. Hail Mary pass bomber? That's funny. That's really funny. Do you just like set him up in the back of your pitch and just have him throw bombs the entire half? That's hilarious. Just an artillery piece. That's amazing. Okay, bringing the ball back from the thrower is good. Prevents him from getting much pressure for at least a couple turns. Ooh, mixed races are fun. A drunken fireball. Oh, that's really funny. Yep, keeping the ball back is good. What keeping the ball back on a thrower allows you to do is it means you can commit most of your team to the bash fight rather than protecting the ball carrier. So something like High Elves with an amazing thrower can pick up the ball, run back field, and have 10 versus 11 instead of like committing 5 players to a cage and the ball and be basically 6 versus 11. Yep, and the zones are slow. Provides a lot of pressure. Elves need to find a hole, though. They've got several turns to do so, but they need to create a gap. Zons are doing well, pressuring the ball. Can honestly send another blitz back. You've got a 2-man advantage. All Zons had the same stat line, 6-3-3-7. The difference between Zons are the starting skills and the skill access. Blitzers can have strength access. All of them have agility accents, I believe. I could be wrong on that. 6-3-3-7 is not terrible, especially when they come with dodge. The armor value is a little low, but 6-3-3 is not bad. Especially when you start with 4 blodge, and they're all dirt cheap. Only the catcher gets agility? Ah, that's what it is. That's what it is. But yeah, Zons are dirt cheap. Yeah, you can have a lot of them. It's like barely more than a goblin. And their rerolls are cheap, you know. Like, Zon's main advantage is they're so TV efficient, it's ridiculous. Once you start getting, like, dirty players, like, foul, foul, foul. Word answer leap there is a little adventurous. Their peak is pretty early unless you get stat ups or doubles. Yeah. But they also have some good star players. Their inducement game's pretty good. Love surf threats. Yep. Agree 100%. The Wood Elves are pretty spaced out now, though, which is an issue for them. Amazon's putting a lot of pressure. Yep, 100%. Guard on Amazons is very important. Like, you probably want 3 of your 4 blitzers to go straight into guard. And then the 4th one can start Mighty Blow. Or the first one to level can probably start Mighty Blow. And just in general, you're always going to be targeting tackle pieces as a Amazon team. Good. Good for the Zons. Snake to the dodge. This ball is not safe. Even if the word answer got away, it still wasn't safe. Definitely consider ball safety as a top priority. Dwarves really mess up Zon's day for sure. Good hits. Free up a player to go pick up the ball. Good. I would honestly pick up the ball before throwing this block. Scatter the ball? That's sad. Not scatter the ball because rolled dub skulls had to reroll. Try to run and pick up the ball. Okay. Wood Elves are trying to disengage away from the Zons. Zons have multiple scoring threats that they can pick up the ball. Very good. More players can drop back to defend the ball. Worst case scenario is the Wood Elves pick it up. And I wouldn't even mark these players. You can screen them off, but marking them just gets rid of your own options rather than your opponents, because they're out of the play at the moment anyways. I'm not sure it wasn't really a huge forced error either, because if you want that player to do anything this drive, they have to dodge out. So I think it was the right option, even though it failed. Ball on ground against the Agi team. One fear. Yep, that's fair. And gotta pick up the ball. Ball is picked up. Now what do you do? Okay. Ball is uncomfy. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. I don't think it was an error on the coach's part. It was a failure of dice to do what was necessary. Because it was done in the right order. It was done at the very end of the turn, which was very, very much the right thing to do. Just wanted to make that clear. Yep. Orcs in the rain versus Wood Elves. Wood Elves are terrifying in the rain because they don't really care that much. Like, oh no, I had to pick up on a 3+. Yeah. I don't think the Wood Elf coach was bad. I just think that they were reactive on defense and a little bit on offense as well. Proactivity is how you win games more so than reaction, but that's a very hard thing to learn. Generally, just the concepts of positioning, controlling space, keeping control of the center, and pressure on the ball. Knowing when to pressure, how to pressure. Woody coach did have a reason to panic. He's down 3 players. I saw where that was going. That was going to be pick up, pass. So that was fine. This is a very good college game. If I were mentoring either of these players, I would not be disappointed. This would be a very good place to start to learn and build off of. So good game. Let's see. I think we're going to go straight into another college game, then a minors game, and then another college game. So I believe we have Darkland Devils. Which one's your game, Valdor? It should be this one, isn't it? The Chorfoff. Wait, which one's your mentee? Is Valdor your mentee? That's awesome. Oh, the other Chorf. That's cool. That's cool. Richard. So, we're not going to have all skills on because that's annoying, which means we're going to have no skills on. For those who don't know, Chorf blockers, they're dwarves. Block, tackle, thick skull. Only block and thick skull matter. Hobgoblins are nothing. Chorfs are sprint, sure feet, thick skull. This is Glava versus Raptor by proxy. Yes, there you go. Both really solid coaches. Both of them have gone through Russell's kindergarten. That's sad. Early reroll already spent. I don't know which team is which. How do I know? we're gonna watch from the offensive point of view. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true, Glava, but I still get confused. I'm not a very smart man. I just play one on Twitch. Um, you want to be careful basing really hard into any Bashu team, because whenever you base, your opponent gets to hit first. So right here, Valdor here is going to get several extra hits, especially on the Hobgoblins. You don't really want to expose your Hobgoblins, because they're your low armor pieces, and they got no survival skills, unlike the blockers, unlike the Bull Centaurs. Oh yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Claim all the credit for it, too. Nice little bonk. Okay, main thing, you're bringing the ball forward really quickly without much protection. So, if we look over here, you've got two blockers over here that are movement 4. They're almost 3 turns away from being able to help protect the ball. And this one is like 2 turns away from being able to protect the ball. You really don't want to force an advance too early unless you've made a good hole and are able to like flood the field. Here, you're basically going to isolate your ball with maybe 4 other players and be in a really tricky position, especially because right here, Boss Snaga is going to be able to block you off in the center. Basing the ball is really good. It forces a blitz. Basing these to make it hard to deal with this threat, very good. And I would definitely come base the Bull Centaur. Boss should be moving players before taking risky actions. These blockers still have a job to do. Now, I would still like to have seen these moved. Still want to see them moved. Bring other players to go separate the enemy chores. Good. Exactly what I wanted. Good. Good. That's not the best foul. That is a 10 plus armor foul. When you foul, you generally want to only foul if you can get a 7 plus or better. Sometimes you can ignore that for an 8 plus, but a 10 plus is just not worthwhile. You're more likely to remove your own player than have something successful happen. Five plus is the goal. I know I generally do 6 plus if I can. I think that 6 plus is my ideal, and 5 plus is like my maximum of worthwhile assist. Especially like Dirty Player on 6 plus is so good. 6 is fine, 5 is preferable. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Thank you, Michaels. Very helpful. But I know like the minimum that's like recommended is 7. That was a little sad. Forces the score though. Definitely got pretty lucky there. In my honest opinion, I think this should have been a turnover for Boss here. Andy did a rant recently about going for 2 or 3. What do you mean? Like it's not worth it? You're using too many assists? Or that you should go for 2 or 3? Because I'm not sure I agree with that, if that is the case. What was his hot take? What was it? Okay, as long as you know that it was a lucky score and that you got yourself in a tricky situation, that's fine. You'll learn from it. Mirror matchups are always hard, especially when this is a perfect mirror. The 2+ foul is a power move? Yeah. 2+ fouls are what you do when you're either already winning or no longer care about winning. I don't know. I think if you're able to get a 2+ foul without losing anything, go for it, sure. But I think the reality of it is that normally that's not what you're going to get. These are good hits. This is a decent setup. The hobgoblins are protected. Blockers on the line. Chorf's ready to go on the wings. This is good. Small thing I will note. Yeah, 6+ without getting him up a lot of position for sure. Especially against like AV7, AV8. Against AV9, sometimes you had to settle for a 7+. At least in my experience. Especially like on important pieces, it's harder to get the juicier fouls. But sometimes you take what you can. Oh yeah, Poikers, if you could get a link for the video. I enjoy watching Andy Devo. I just disagree on 2+ or 3+ being important. Maybe in CCL when you're able to and like high rolling helps develop a team, that sort of thing. But in the internal leagues, I don't think that 2 and 3+ fouls are the way to go. Pressure. You need to be careful making cages that are based, because what Pea Shooter can do right here is hit a Chorf blocker on 2 dice and then blitz the ball. Could even hit both of these Chorf blockers, get 2 dice on the ball. So you need to be careful with basing the ball or basing the cage, because if you make it so that the opponent does not have to blitz to open your cage, they're not going to blitz, and then they're going to blitz your ball carrier. Good, taking a block hit. Good. Okay, and we got a link. I will open that, and I will watch that at some point. Is it clipped at a timestamp? Recently is potato. Yeah. Dorf should have blitzed. I agree. This was a 2-die blitz, though, so I'm fine with it, actually. No, but it's very early. Okay. I'll take a look at that then at some point soon. I have it in a tab opened up. Basing here is okay, but this dwarf is already out of play. He's already based. This hobgoblin doesn't really matter. Honestly, I would have loved to see this dwarf come and base both these bull centaurs. That would relieve a lot of pressure. Following up on blocks that knock players down prevents your opponent from having many options, because they can't stand up and move. Though they chose to stand up and stay still, that also, I don't think that's the best play. I think that they could have been either saved or moved. This foul is really greedy. There's a ball to take care of still. I think this foul is the wrong way to go. And it's 2 rerolls to 0. This is looking very good for Pea Shooter. Valdor. And I think you might have already successfully stopped the score. Like, if you just hit the hobgoblins a little more, they won't be able to score. That's a very good removal. And it's a miss next game. That's going to be rough on the next game, too. Blockers replaced with the hobgoblin. You can honestly... Yeah, you can blitz the centaur. You could have blitzed the hobgoblin here, pushed your hobgoblin that's on the ground onto the ball, and scatter it and see see what happens. May not be the best way to go, but it would have been fun. If you had some sort of scoring threat, that would be more worthwhile. But there's no reason to scatter the ball and potentially avoid a pickup. Yeah, you didn't have a scoring threat either. Something. If you can get a scoring threat on turn 7, always do it. Because having a small chance of scoring is much better than having no chance of scoring. And Chorfs in the Rain. Chorfs in the Rain. Nothing gonna score like Chorfs in the Rain. Yep. And you just take punches here and minimize the ones you can get back. There's no one to score. And that's another massive removal. I like not appoing that. You could have considered appoing the MNG just for this game. But it's a 50-50 to stay in the game, so not really worth. Save it for a perm on a blocker or a bull centaur. Fresh teams don't have money to replace. You haven't played Blood Bowl until you've played Ogre against Camry in the Rain, and you force them to start, but then the kick goes out of bounds. That's sad. It was tragic. They got the ball handed to them, and then I had to pick it up. With what are my favorite or least favorite mirrors? I would have to say that my favorite mirrors are generally ones that don't just turn into a bash fest. So, Chorf, Chaos, Dwarf, all those are pretty lackluster to watch. I think they get pretty boring. Ones that are fun are ones that have to be a little more complex. Skaven versus Skaven has a large variety. Underworld versus Underworld can usually end up okay. Camry's kind of boring. Wood Elf versus Wood Elf is fun. Most Elf mirrors are okay. Especially ones like, Dark Elf versus Dark Elf can have vast differences at 1,000 TV. Like 2 witches, no witches. Someone having an assassin for some reason. That's a big removal. I don't hate the Appa there. If that had succeeded, you could have kept casualty tempo. Well, no, I like Skaven versus Skaven. Because oftentimes, there's a lot of different things that can go on with different skills. Somebody could have a Rat Ogre. I like medium TV bash mirrors a little bit. Like, before there's like claw palm spam. Orc versus Orc can be pretty interesting. Depending on what goes on. Kislev versus Kislev is funny. Goblins versus Goblins is fun for like 2 turns, and then it's like already devolved into chaos. I think Ogre versus Ogre could be fun to watch, depending on how it started. But in general, I'm not super huge on mirror matchups. depending on like how mirrory they are. Like if there's like stats and skills cause differences, like a couple unique players makes it not really a mirror matchup anymore, in my opinion. Yep, hybrid teams make good mirror matches. Norse, Delph, Human. I like Chaos versus Chaos mirrors when they happen in my division. Because maybe one of them will die. It's not bad. Some really hard removals, though. 4 SPP on that Centaur is really good. Lizard matchup is cool. I don't hate that one. I think that was an interesting question. I like that one. Yeah, I agree. What I need to do is I need to get some sort of way to know when I've gotten a point redemption thing. So I'm not just responding to it like regular chat, because I know Valdor's asked several questions with the points thing, and I've given some of them their due diligence in the thoughtful response, but other ones I responded as if they were a regular chat because I thought they were a regular chat. So I need to get like a little chiming sound or something. But that is like a after I finish finals issue. And this just ends how you'd expect it to be. One short team gets based up and bashed down. Yeah. Actual game questions don't need any points, but they've not been like gameplay related questions. I don't think. It's just the main thing is I try to give the point questions really good analysis, even if it's a silly question. That's my idea of it, right? You ask me a question I would normally give like a meme response to, and I will answer it as if it's a serious question. That's what I want it to be. Like, oh, what are the benefits of a Leap Yeti? Well, it's a really good way to put your AV8 in danger. It's kind of my thoughts with that. Points for your thoughts. What? Yeah, that's a really good question. I think what indeed. What is... I don't even know how to respond to this. It's going to take so much thinking about what. On a scale of 1 through 10, how? Definitely a 5. If you really, really force it, you can maybe go a 6. 7 is completely out of the question. If you need to 8, it's already too late. Got a 9, turn to crime. Get a 10, put it in the bin. That sort of thing. And that's the best part about the 1 through 10 for the how is everybody can have different opinions. Just be cordial and disagree respectfully, and we're all good. I've had this thought for quite a while, right? That on Twitch, YouTube, the streamers have a pretty strong influence of the type of behavior they encourage and encounter in their own chats, which just I really think is solidified by the fact that all of you are shitposters here. This is my own fault. I had to get up. What are we disagreeing on? On a scale of 1 through 10, how? How do I... Wait. Automod stopped Strange from saying things like an hour ago. Why? Hey, Trunk and Raiders. How y'all doing? We just had a very, very good discussions on how on a scale of 1 through 10. I think the consensus is a 6 or a 7. Hope that's nice and clear for everybody. And this is just the end of the game. So we're gonna leave this one now. Yep. So pretty solid match. First half, a lot to look at. Mentors should have a field day with that. We are looking at sad match, but wasn't a loss. So yeah, there you go. It's not a super sad match then, is it? Taps for it. We're going to look at Shiny Scales versus Theater 19. This is a minors game. Should have Lizards versus whatever the other team is. Undead. Yeah, that's what I said, the other team. And this is from Anki. Should be pretty good match. There is Hemlock. I'm going to have to keep skills on so I know what Hemlock does. I'm going to watch from the offensive point of view for each half, as I do. Hemlock is Blodge Step with Stab and Jump Up. Interesting. Yeah, this undead team is terrifying. 3 ghouls? Honestly, I'd be tempted to bring out one of the agility ghouls to bring in the dirty player. If you can get rid of Hemlock early, it's so good. It can't be appoed. It's a lot of TV. It's not completely disgusting. The mummies don't have block. There's no palm yet. But the ghouls are really well developed. And especially with 0 tackle on the team, the blodge is going to be annoying. This should be pretty difficult for lizards, I think. Always go for the catch attempt, because if the Source catches it and you're able to score a touchdown, that's just fantastic. But actually, that actually makes the stab really good against the ghouls, because they're blodge, and this is like the deal with the ghouls piece. Yeah, that's good development. That's a really good hit. KOs are just as valuable as casualties on undead teams. For the most part. Like, they have a chance of coming back, but if you get a casualty, they have a 50% chance to come back anyways. Whose matches do you enjoy watching? Anki? Or Talasetksut? Anki's pretty chill. I've interacted with him a little bit. Tally? I've not interacted much with Tally, honestly. I don't think I've had the chance. The opportunities. This ball is exposed. Anki, don't make a base cage. Anki, no! It's easy to pronounce. Talaset. Just spell Tuscasalit. What? He does commentary when he streams his games. I'll have to give him a listen to next time he streams a game. Yeah, this ball is getting deservedly sacked. This was a massive misstep. You don't want to base your cage. You don't want to form a cage with skinks. So pretty rough. But no, if he's commentating his games on Discord, he should definitely start twitching. Like, especially if it's enjoyable. Like, people from the main league watch that stuff. They'll watch anything. They watch me. My favorite was the other day. Not the other day, but during the raid sponsorship, when I said something that Sinewave quoted, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Designated minors teacher. The Source caught the ball. Like, that's fine. Like, he got a quick snap. Source was able to step on the ball, and nobody else was. You always go for the catch attempt. You can always hand it off if you need to. So I think that was fine. Like, that I had no issues with. There does look like a chain push here. Gotta bring the Source over and... Oh, this was the new Croxagore game. Yeah. So already down on strength. That's okay. Take the one die there. That's fine. One die here. Got a sidestepper that can move if you'd like. A massive injury. That was so lucky. Oh, he does sexy chain pushes. Yeah, I definitely had to catch one of his then. I love chain pushing. It's actually really sad. Where I'm in Div 3 now, there's so many less opportunities for chain pushes. Not because I'm worse at chain pushes, but because the coaches are getting better, so they leave less chain pushes. It's like a similar scenario is if you know how to save a meringue, you no longer mess up a meringue, so you never get to use that superpower you've just discovered you had. Good position from the undead. Keep pressure. Mummy needs to... Mummy can stay a little central. I don't hate that, actually. Changed my mind on anything I was about to say there. That's a massive removal as well. That's just unlucky. Like, instant armor breaks without Mighty Blow. On very important positionals for this matchup. Yeah, it's looking like a beatdown so far. Blitzing with the ball carrier is very risky. Gets a POW on a blodge piece. Oh, yep. So, here, we're going to watch this half, at the very least. After this half, we might determine there's no point in reviewing this game, because, honestly, Anki, you already got pretty lucky. You got bailed out on pushes when you based your cage that was made of skinks, and the hit was gotten on the ball with 2 dice. You removed 2 players with the ball carrier without Mighty Blow. One of which is a blodge piece. Another of which is a strength 5 piece. Go clog up that hole. Good. Good. Free the edge 5. Local news, pre-K pickle calls dicing. That's not true. I'm a cucumber. Oh, it's every block. Oh no. Stabbing the blodge step is fine. I don't think it's blitzworthy, though. Because, like, you have block, you can hit this. I think you really want to stab the blodge, not just the dodge. You know, Glava? It does look a little bit like your games. Maybe you should try being the lizards one time. I'm sorry. I tease. But But definitely, I've seen you on. I think the very first game of yours I looked at looked like this. That's what you always. Oh, that's really funny. My snark isn't just on stream. The other day, my buddy Ben, who I play a lot of League with, said something about like I've actually really been enjoying Backpack Hero, a little indie game on itch. And I was like, yeah, it must be nice carrying something for once. And I just immediately, that was really rude. I apologize. It was so mean. Another remove. Oh, and none of the regens are working. This is very atypical against a Necro team. Even if half of these came back, like just oh. No. I had to apologize because it's like it's one of those things. I would have made that joke to anybody, but you can't say that to your lower ranked friends and have it not be taken seriously. But I would have said that to people that are ranked fucking higher than me, just because it was funny. But no, you gotta be careful. Never apologize; it shows weakness. That looked like a forgetting of diving tackle or just a desperation blitz. Either way is fine. No, if I could look him dead in the eye, I would have, but it was over Discord. Gotta make up for the lack of body language with overemphasis. Yep, and this basically scares us. Yeah, here nobody here has ever forgotten about diving tackle. Not once, ever. Okay. Another diving tackle. If you're gonna blitz here, I would have made it a 3-die. You have plenty of strength to do so, I think. That's good as well. Developing the stab. I'm pretty sure there was enough strength. Like, you take the block against the mummy, and you have enough strength to get a 3-die. Oh, it's turn 7, not turn 8. I'm stupid. Ignore me. Don't do that. Yeah, I've been struggling with turn timers. Stomp the mummy? You could stomp the mummy. How many spare are there? 1 spare? You could stomp the mummy. I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't hate it. Not standing anything up. I like that. Yeah, especially if no KOs come back. I'm going to assume this is a 1-turn attempt. It fails. Okay, 4 out, including a mummy, both whites. $11 versus 7, 8, 11 versus 9. This isn't as dire as I thought it would be. There's still some value in looking at the undead half on what do you do in this situation. Because I don't think there's a huge amount you can do. 5 skinks on the board. 6 Sorai. Depending on... If you're trying to tie this, which I think most people would be trying to tie here, you've got to get some sort of removals going. Anytime a skink walks up, hit it with the rackle piece. Maybe dirty player on the skink, especially on Hemlock. If Hemlock goes down, you foul that. Because it doesn't have an apothecary. Yep, exactly, Poikuz. I agree with that completely. Setting up heavy on one side means you're going to be boxed in super early. I don't think that's the way. It's a very good zombie. Honestly, take a hit on Hemlock, but the sidestep can trap you there, so maybe not. I wouldn't hate it, though. Foul on the dodge Sorai. Don't hate that. Removal there could really change the game. So going for high variance, fouls are good. And that was a 7+ foul. Is there anybody niggled or AV busted or... No. Not much to really take advantage of. Okay, going out to the guard piece, good. Hemlock coming in to pressure. Hemlock should be getting hit, I think. Or this skink. The skink is a mighty blow range. Get a 3-die here. This skink gets hit. I don't think there's a reason to commit the skinks just yet. Committing the skinks super early like this is how the undead comes back in the game. This frees up the zombie. I like that. Which opens you up for a blitz. Moving. Hitting the skink again. I like that. On 3 dice with the tackle. Doesn't result in anything, though. Hitting another skink. Good removal. Yeah, it's important to note that it actually is a thing, because I was the same way. So 100% Poikuz. Hitting star players has a higher than an expected value. Killing a star player removes it for the entire game. There's zero way for it to be apothecaried. If a star player has regen, it's a little less worthwhile. But casualties stick on star players no matter what. And usually they are a lot of TV as well. So if somebody ever buys, Morgue? You wanna get him down. Like, hell, throw a foul or two at him. Zara, kill her. Griff, always hit Griff. Borak, you definitely want to kill. Yeah, that was a good stab. Because there's no tackle or wrestle on the team to do this instead. So stab is good. Okay. I don't hate this blitz. Gives the agility 5 a chance to pick up the ball. Probably just step right back, right? Yeah. This is a rough position. I don't hate that. Mighty blow hit. Don't follow. Good. Yikes. It's another injury. Yeah. Goblins getting killed in a Norse game, 100% worth it. 100%. Oh, okay. And I think at this point, there's not much value in the match, so we're going to skim through the rest of the way. There's no players left. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So let's skim. Agility 5 can still do wonders, but it's not being stood up. Nothing is being stood up. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, that was a brutal game. Generally, I will put this out there. If a game is going to be a stump, I would like a forewarning so we can look at the parts where either the player who was being stumped has a chance and what they could have done different, or we can look at before it became a stump and see what was done right, what was done wrong. That one though, the only real valuable information there, I think, was the beginning of the second half. There was still a chance for the undead to come back, but then the casualties just continued rolling in. Because that was 35 blocks, 11 removals, no regens, 17 armor breaks, and 35 blocks. That's absolutely insane. With one mighty blow. So let's look at... I've got 2 more games. I've got a spin game from Sheikah, and then I got a Poikuz match. And then we'll call it. Baz Mangrob gave me a follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So where is Sheikah's match? I think it's this one. I can warn you about Glava's future games all in one go. Fair. I think this is the right one. Yeah, so I think Ramshik or Sheikah is the necro here. Do we got any skills going on? Yes, we got a few. Let's go to added skills, because Zons are skill heavy. Okay, we got a block flesh golem, developing blocks. Wolves are back a little bit. Drop back to go deal with that. I don't hate the setup from the Zons. Spread out a little wide. Got a screen started. Zarate is a college folk. Good. Glad to hear that. I love looking at college players. I generally take them when I just need more bodies. Sometimes Wizard isn't the best. It's very, very up to the situation. Good hit targeting. I would have considered basing a little bit, but there's a lot of guard on this Zon team already. Honestly, I don't think you have to drop both wolves back there. I think you could have just left one. The Zons are so slow, they're not going to be able to come and contest the ball very easily. Yep. Tackle Mighty Blow White is indeed the best player on the team, and you had to make sure to protect him. In this matchup, he will be king. Hey, Eddie, how you doing? Dirty player can do good work as well. Actually, one of the guards is out. I think that was just a slight mistake. You know, you could have easily replaced one of the others. Any inducements? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. It's a spin game. Usually those are played pretty even. Unless you're like a freak like me who plays not even. Yeah, I would definitely stomp on guards. Like, especially if one of the blitzers goes down, stomp it. 100% agree with that. Spin flings. I like spinning flings. I just have to be in the right mood for it. The thing with that 650 start, you can only play upwards of 1150 with that. And like, if you want to play that, like, hit me up at some point. I'll play. I got some mostly fresh lizards that are in that range. That seems lit in 1300 upstarts. That seems like an SPP farm for other players. Decent hits being taken here. Necro are not in a rush. Definitely want to be hitting this piece. It's really exposed here. Zon should have hit this first. Tie with no injuries. That's it. That's funny. A little exposed now. Double guard. This is a good hit. Get rid of their mighty blow with your own. Need to protect the tackle piece though. And for the Zons, need to hit the tackle piece. Like, honestly, save for dwarfs. Kill the tackle pieces. I named my upstairs team after Ratatatas. And I made them purple. That's how I named my upstarts. Yep. It's the right piece being hit. Love to see it. What's the relation of fear to Ratatatas? Do I know the meaning of fear in relation to Ratatatas? I think the real fear with Ratatatas is that they evolve and eradicate, and then they are no longer extremely cute. You know, and like, yeah, they might get better moves, they might get better stat gains, but they're no longer purple. They just look like a shrew. Why would you want that? It's a strategy where you give a focus, slash, endeavor, and quick attack. Oh, I know absolutely nothing about that. I just like to click the buttons and throw Pokeballs at things. I have zero frame of reference on anything. Allows you to feint opponents that are... What? It's pronounced Rattata? I always thought it was like banana, Ratatata. But I'm also dyslexic, so I'm most likely wrong. Okay, screening off this. Protect your ball carrier. I had to take a look at that. But no, I don't know much about a competitive Pokemon. I'll take a read of that later. It's good removal. Zons are getting a strength advantage just through guard. Especially removing the Flesh Golem. Huge. In a couple turns, Zons can probably win a base fight. Good hits. Guard here's doing work. Yep, line versus line. Completely agree. Guard does a lot of work. Ooh. Ooh. I like this. That was a 4+, 3+ with dodge and a reroll. I liked that a lot. That was a good find. Because that was a 75, and then with a reroll, it's a 1 and 9 into 1 dissect. That's very good. That was a very good spot. Did it at the end of the turn as well? Yeah, I like that. Good blitz directioning. So even if that was a push, it would have been fine. Yep, gotta reroll that. 100%. And this could be another 4+, 4+, 3+. The Zons have had strong control of the center here. Don't hate the dodge. Zombie is isolated. Screening off like this is really hard to get through. So well done. Thoughts on that Stanford? I liked it. It's a block Flesh Golem based on 3 units, and 2 of them didn't have block. I think that Stanford was great. Okay, and where is the blitz? Okay, on the Mighty Blow. Okay, don't hate this. Needs to get a scoring threat next turn. Could be difficult. %100% accurate. Ding. Okay, I'm interested to see how Necro attempts to break through here. Because this spot is a bit tricky now. Gotta get a scoring threat, gotta keep him safe. It looks like it's gonna be forced to be a sideline. And that's a massive removal. Zons have played very well this match. I would have liked them to... again, hit the tackle piece a little bit more. Needed a pal, got a pal. Where's the scoring threat? There is no scoring threat. Uh, 13, 12, 11, 10. This is a scoring threat. Good. And it's going to get hit. Base, one die, all you need is a push and you stop the score. I would base this piece and this piece, and then all you need is one push to stop the score. Yeah, this is one of those. There's an easier solution. Easy solution. Why screen when you can just guarantee? Now, if I were the Necro... Yep. And then you take the push, follow through. It doesn't really matter. You just you go for it. Yep, that's a shame. Good attempt. And then the Zons cannot score, so we'll just skip through a little bit to the next setup. Two are still out. The tackle piece got removed as well, so that's really good. So now let's watch from the Zons' point of view a little bit. Zons are in a really dominant position right now. Playing against 9. They've got a lot of guard. They've got Mighty Blow. Tackle's out. Flesh Golem is out. That's actually really good for Necro. It's on to have to space out, do a little bit of screening, drop a player back to help defend the ball. Good hits, good hits. Dropping players back to defend the ball. It's very good. I wouldn't have hated to see another player drop back. I would send a wolf, at least one wolf, to go pressure. Poikus, they're not fighting. It's actually really funny. Good. Lots of pressure on the ball as well. Yep, you have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Always fun. The birds and the birds. Uh-oh. It's really, really good for the Necro. I think the Zon should have dropped another player back after this werewolf started moving up. Yep. And the werewolf is free. Compressor. This werewolf will come down as well. And if the Necro can score here, they might be able to get their KOs back. Standard offensive advice. On offense, you want to try and stall. On defense, if you get the ball, you're likely just better off scoring. Big stump. Good removal. Fouling the blodge guard. Very good. I approve this hit. Maybe a little later in the turn, though. I think this should have been a pickup. And I would base some stuff. Come base the sidestepper. Get your wide up in here. Then go for the blitz and the score. Yep. Good. Rip. 1 in 36. Easy every time. I do think this could have just easily been a base right here instead. Unless this was blitzed and it was just bugged. But you could have based here and then blitzed. Interception. Nice. So this is just a simple... Okay. Easy pow. Base the sidestep. Sidestep gets punched. 1, 2, 3, 4. Handoff score. Understandable. No handoff. Surprising. For a second, I thought that was about to be a foul with the werewolf. I was gonna be very excited. Really good foul. 7+ with the dirty player. Good. Should let Claw works on fouls? No. How about no? One die works. And this should be doable, not too difficultly. And now it's pretty simple. You blitz with this werewolf, surf. No longer do you do that. That was a bomb. Well then. I thought a punt was fine. A punt was decently likely to work. This was very fortunate. Good, good. Frustration surf? No reason to be frustrated yet. I approve of the reroll. Go for the POW. Now, how are you going to pick up the ball? Send a zombie to go stand next to it? Nice. Nice skulls. Yeah. Necro is still in a good spot. They've got their white over there. They've got their flesh golem. Zons are still getting stuck. Zons are still stuck. Zons are feeling the 1 and 9s don't feel like a little over 10% chance to fail. Feels like a lot more than that. Good. The white is probably the one that has to pick up the ball here. Okay, got another zombie free for zoning. Basing is fine. White picks up the ball. White picks up the ball. White does not pick up the ball. Nobody would have picked up the ball there. Multiple 1 and 36s in a row for the Necro. This has been a very interesting second half. I wasn't huge on the scatter either. The problem with scattering there is if you follow up with the blitzer and it scatters into your hand, you're now stuck with the ball. And you can't get rid of it. You can't move it. There, I was fine with the scatter there. The blitz hasn't been used yet. And there's nobody else there to be able to pick it up. It's a good removal. Ball is on the ground again. This has been a very heavily contested ball. Are Zons able to score? No, they are not. So now what happens? Wolf comes and blitzes this Zon away. White stands up, picks up the ball, yeets the ball. Game over. That works too. Now this werewolf, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, the zombie just does that. That's all that happens. I see. just need a push. Go, pick up ball. Wow, that was a very intense 0-0 game. Very, very punchy. Almost getting close to 50 punches apiece. Yeah, that was a game. That was a game. Not terrible plays overall, but just a couple things to improve on. And then we have the last match of the night. Last match of the night. Poikus. 50 Dames. Orcs have a wizard. Norse have Apo and a Dream. Let's go here. Nice Yeti. It's got Claw Mighty Blow. Nice Runner with guard. Nice Palmer. Nice Almost Palmer. Yep, Norse into Orcs is pretty rough. Because you want to get the Kaz train going, but you have to contend with high strength and high AV. Scummed Wizard. Yeah, that'll do it. At least you have some tackle for all the blodge. Or, this is just regular dodge. Black Orc. Sure Hands Runner, pick up the ball. Got a Dirty Player. Yep, this is a great matchup for the Yeti, especially with Claw Mighty Blow. Lose a turn, that's a little rough. You have one spare versus a Goblin spare. That's a start. It's a really good start. Starting with the Yeti is a little naughty. Little naughty. But you know what? It paid off, didn't it? Regen worked, but that paid off. Palm hit here is really good. Need to protect the Berserker. Probably with a Blitz. Piling on for the Snowball. I don't hate it. Who? Is this Niggled? That's sad. Yeah, Orcs are a little close to the line of scrimmage, but I think that's typically fine. Sure Hands being great in the rain. This is protected. Bring you up to protect a little more. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Seeing good stuff so far. And you got the jump up hit coming in next turn. Dirty Player takes a whack. Troll being out for the drive is massive. That was a greedy reroll, and it got properly punished. Huge. And the thrower is in danger. I would definitely hit this thrower on this turn. Is this the Yeti Chainsaw Massacre? I think I saw the match report for this game. I didn't get to see it live though. I'm pretty sure. That was naughty. That was naughty. But it's for surf. I like it. It's still naughty. But I liked it. I liked that a lot. Yes. Good target selection. I love it. Oh, it's turn 3, and he's murdered 3 of them. He's on a rampage, and he leveled. What did you get on this Yeti? What did you get on the level? Did you level him already? I want to know. Or just need to start putting ball pressure. Yep. I know. I would have just gone over this way. Rollovers delight. Oh, that's sad. You need to let me know. I am excited for your Yeti. Passy fist. Hey, that's how I calm babies down. What? Yeah. Yetis are great when they work. Indeed, indeed. My Minotaur with Claw Mighty Blow has been very good. But he also rolled block on his second level as well. But he does good work a lot of the times. Yep, and I would have palmed that. You didn't use Mighty Blow on the hit, on the armor break. I would have definitely palmed that for continued snowball. I didn't hate the blitz. You want to get the Yeti up. Absolute steamroll as Norse was supposed to do. You're down to a dirty player. That's it. It's pretty good. It can still turn on a dime. That's how Norse are. If the Kaz snowball starts getting reversed, and there's still a wizard in play. Yep. Turn ordering. Good job. Okay, good job. Take your blocks. Take your move. Like it. I like it a lot. Trap a black orc. Good, good, good. Get your palm in position. Good, good. Still a wizard. So you got to make sure you score on turn 7 if you're able to. Just because wizard be crazy. Red dice. Move first. Move first. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, and you can get that right next to the palm if it doesn't go down. And then, do you have a blitz available with us? Yes, you do. Yep, I like this. tackle is a good skill. And then you always pile this on. Always. Yes. Aw, sad. There was a chance. There was a chance. Could have been really good there if that went through. And 100% of the time I would score on turn 7 here. Just in case. You can surf him. It's not the right play, but you can. Good. 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 Then you're always going to take this jump up pit. Always pile that on. Good. I mean, if you don't score here, that's fine. It just baits out the wizard. That's really just ridiculous. Your Yeti has done so much good work. And you get lightning bolted, as you deserve to be. No. I just act like I know what I'm talking about on Twitch. That way people think I'm a better coach. And eventually, all the Nuffly nominations will go to me. It's a long-term plan. I'm not nice, I just play one on TV. That's sad. Happens, though. I mean, the important part is you've removed so many orcs that your next half should be fine. Uh-oh. You app with that. You need the guard. Ooh, what's that? Niggle? Ah, that's annoying. Yep. But no, I've agreed with like almost everything you've done so far. Except not scoring on turn 7 against the Wizard. In the rain. As an Agility 3 team. But beyond that, pretty good, pretty good. A guard tackle skill. Isn't there something like that in 2020 rule set? Perfect defense. Good. Can get rid of a lot of blocks. Defensive? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, I'm glad I'm not just imagining things. I've got multiple people saying it's probably a thing. Gabo. Gabo. I went to see Palm on Gabo. Murder, murder, murder. They look like they just found out they were out of ice cream. No ice cream. Just like you know the monkey meme. Where ice cream? I love it. Not noticed that before. Three die? No. Going for a black orc. I like that better. And you can even get on the ball. Good removal. Yeah. I'm trying to behave and be good, but I'm still extremely sad. Yeah, this Yeti is an absolute monster, this game. And this is like Norse Wind State is remove the entire enemy team before they have time to realize you're AV7. Everyone's calling you out this game, I know. Apologize. Aw, I kind of wish that the troll managed to hold on to it. And I'm assuming the blitz is either going to be with the troll, like on the troll or on the goblin. Good. Oh no, it was on the goblin. Wasn't paying attention. Just this this Yeti is batting 1,000. Oh, he went from like what? 15 SPP, 13 SPP to 21? Insanity. The troll's isolated, so it's not even able to activate reliably, so you don't. I'm not sure what Diggleby was supposed to do after your amazing first half. And this one's a game where I'm actually fine looking at the snowball a little more. There's plenty of KOs. A lot of the removals came in the rain. It's still 0-0. Norse can still mess everything up. Orcs can still recover it against the AV7. Now it's a lot harder. Now it's like a million times harder. But Orcs can potentially force a draw. Even if it does take a good amount of days. Maybe more hits on the niggled werewolf. Also, the orcs could use a killer. They have like one Mighty Blood so far, besides the troll. They've got a lot of project pieces with all the dodge. The dirge. Need some Mighty Blow, maybe some tackle. But the guard will do them good work. Give this Black Orc stand firm and guard, and he'll just either one of those on the next level is amazing. Blodge firm is incredibly obnoxious. Bunk. Friendship kick. And the big guys can just kind of stand there looking at each other for a while. And at this point, the game should be pretty decided, so we're just going to skim. Yeah, well done, Pokins. Could have made the game easier on yourself by scoring on turn 7, but it worked out. Okay, and that should about do us. Do we have any... Do we have any Revelers streaming at the moment? I think we do. We have my recapper. So we'll raid the recapper from my division. Go like that. So, gonna go over to Black Nexus's stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. I think we had a lot of good reviews going on. Send your stuff in for next week. Promote college students tuning in. And y'all have a good one.